Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce, my name is Fatimah Azzahra. You can call me Farah. I come from the Faculty Economics Management Study Program at the Pancasakti University, Bekasi. In this video, I will tell you about the origin of Surabaya. With an English course by the supervisor, Mr. Karyadi, let's go straight to the story. The origin of Surabaya. Once upon a time, in the northern part of East Java, there lived a scary giant crocodile. He was the ruler of the river and a predator who was feared by all the animals in the forest near the river. The name of the crocodile was Baya. He was very good at hunting, so all of the animals in the jungle were afraid of him. Baya lived in a river. In the sea there lived a wizard named Sura. He ruled the sea, and every fish were scared of him. However, Sura felt bad because he ate fish every day. He was curious about the river, not the sea. One day he decided to go to the river. At the side of the river, there was a deer that was drinking water. Sura felt hungry, so he swam silently to the edge and jumped out to catch the deer. Sura was happy to get such delicious food. After eating the deer, Sura became addicted. The next day, they hunted back on the river and got a lot of food. After a couple of days, Baya became suspicious because it was harder and harder for him to find prey. He started investigating what was happening. When Baya saw Sura catch a little monkey in the river, Baya became angry. "Hey Sura, what are you doing here? This is my territory. How dare you snatch my prey?" Sura was not afraid of Baya. He challenged Baya to a fight. "Hey, I can look for food anywhere I want. It's not just your territory. All animals are free to look for food here." Finally, a fight could not be avoided, and the fight began because both of them were strong. The fight was very long. For days, all of the animals in the forest were disturbed by the fight. They could sleep. Finally, the two wild animals were exhausted. No one won and no one lost because both of them were equally strong. "Sura, we better end this fight. I'm too tired. So I'm Baya." "Okay, let's end this battle." Sura first we need to limit our hunting area. The end of the river is the limit. Don't you break the line, or you will feel the consequences. "Okay, Baya, I accept this agreement." Sura finally left the river and returned to the sea. For months, the forest calmed down. There were no fights between Sura and Baya, but Sura felt uneasy. He longed to eat the meat like before. There were a lot of fish in the sea, but it wasn't enough for him. He couldn't eat so quickly. He swam toward the mouth of the river. If a look for prey near the river's mouth, by one this time he would be careful not be caught by Baya. He. I will catch the prey and immediately bring it all to sea. Surabaya won't see me. He. He plays one successful and 4 months Sura hunted in the river without being discovered. Over time, Baya becomes suspicious because again his prey was reduced a prepared plan. Baya found a deer but didn't catch him right away. Instead, he heard the deer sled so he couldn't run away. The deer then by hit. A short time later, Sura swam up the river and saw the injured deer. He felt excited because the deer was fat. Wow, look at me, today I'll have a feast. Na. Just as he was about to bring the deer to the sea, suddenly Baya confronted him. Hey, you sure are stubborn and shameless, Sura. How greedy are you? Imagine the fish in the sea are abundant, but you are still hunting in my area. Hey Baya, if you want, you can hunt in the sea. I don't forbid you. I don't like fish, and especially can't stand the sea weather. Well, it's okay if you don't wade in. At least I have already it to you. Sura and swear lightly and dragged the deer to the sea. Baya got angry. Then attacked Sura. Hey, where do you think you are bringing the deer to the sea? I'll eat it here. Bring the deer here. I caught it to trap you. Well, it's your fault you didn't enter the yourself. You forgot our agreement. This river is my territory. Hey, if there is water, that is me. This agreement is ridiculous. Okay, then all agreement is cancellation. No, the strongest one has the right to rule this area. Finally, Baya attacked Sura. A fight couldn't be prevented. This time it was even more exciting. No one dared to approach the area of the fight. Here. Sura always did his attacks, and Baya became angry. When Sura was off guard, Baya managed to beat his tail. Ouch, my tail! Here. Sura always did his attacks, and Baya became angry. When Sura was off guard, Baya managed to beat his tail. Ouch, my tail! Sura did not want to lose, but after were in pain and seriously injured. However, Baya did not despair. He continued to beat until Sura's tail was cut off. Sura was in so much pain. He ran away, leaving Baya towards the sea. Since then, Sura has not dared to approach the river. And since he no longer had a tail, he couldn't swim as hard as the orange had. It's so painful. Oh my! To commemorate the fridge fight, the area where the two animals fought was called Surabaya, and the name remains to this day. Okay, well that's all I can tell you about the origin of Surabaya. Hopefully usable and see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
What a wonderful